everyone, and welcome back to the channel. This is my third time starting this video because my mic turned off. I think it needs to be charged, so I had to pull another one out, and hopefully that one doesn't die on me yet. Hopefully it'll last throughout the video, and then I can charge them all. So I hope that you guys are doing well and that you're having a wonderful afternoon and that you are safe and that you are healthy. And if you have any prayer requests for healing for anything that's going on in your life, please feel free to leave them in the comments below. I would love to pray for you. If you don't want to be specific about what you need in prayer, you can just say pray for me in the comments below, and I'll be honored to pray for you. You can also email me at coffeeandpraise1@gmail.com, and I'll try to remember to put that in the description as well as here. I do got to redo all my description and stuff in my on my channel. I kind of want to revamp some things for this year, but we'll see if I can get to that. And one other thing, I just gonna ask this. I don't know if any of you are YouTubers that watch my channel, but what software do you guys use to edit and create videos? Because me and my husband use KindMaster. It's the free version of it, so we always have like the watermark of the KindMaster in the thing. So I don't know if there's something out there that's better, or what you guys would suggest that that's better to use to make the videos look better, or to have a little more editing capabilities and things like that. So if you guys are YouTubers, let me know in the comments below what you guys use. All right, so I wanted to share, and I think I shared some of this in the video that just went up on Monday, about untangle your emotions. This is our new study with At the Well Ministries, and boy, has this one been an ouch. It's like a very stingy experience, you know, like that thing where you just that's me there. It's like I'm like poking at you and telling you this is you need to change this or whatever. This is a book that goes along with it. I have read some, and then we started the study and I just didn't finish this one. But if the book is as good as this has been so far, and I'm barely into the introduction for session 1, this is going to be amazing. So I'm hoping to start start this or get back in. I will get into the book now. I'm not sure what I shared last time exactly, but I kind of want to like just share some of the things that I'm learning in this, because I think it's very important for us, especially with everything going on in the world. And maybe it's just a season of life that I'm in, and I'm trying to learn how to heal from all the things that have gone on in my life and choices that I have made. And I probably shared this in the last video, but just in case you guys haven't watched it, or maybe it's just, you know, I don't remember how much I shared, but I think it's important to share this again. So she says here in the get honest part of this, but God gave you feelings on purpose with purpose. He intends for you to respond to your feelings. Until we start living in his purpose for our feelings and emotions, we will miss the real rich experience of life he intends for us. If you feel all tangled up emotionally, are you also willing to consider a way out? Even if it takes some time and effort, but be compassionate with yourself and get honest with God. He knows all of it already anyway. And I love that she shares the scripture, John 8:32, and you shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. And you know, I think like if we understood the truth about ourselves, about our feelings, about all the things that we're dealing with, the things that we haven't dealt with, that we just kind of stuff because I'm a stuffer, when we face those things and face the truth of it all, we can be set free from that weighing down of those either negative emotions or just all of the trauma or whatever that happened to us, all the things that we don't want to face and deal with. So let's see here. Let me see, we're in session 1. So it's funny because I'm writing and like I literally wrote on here, this describes me. My feelings are tangled. They feel unknowable, out of control, and sometimes alarmingly absent. Maybe yours do too. Feelings what are we supposed to do with them? And what even are they anyway? And I remember I did share this in the last video, because I was talking about the idea of having alarmingly absent emotions, because there's times that I just like don't feel anything. Like I check in and I'm like, I don't feel anything, but I don't know if it's really that I'm not feeling anything, or if it's because I've trained myself for so long to automatically turn off emotions before they come up. So that is something that I'm trying to work on. Now, so she talks about just growing up and what she learned, and part of that was that I wasn't supposed to feel feelings or be sad or angry or scared. I was supposed to be okay. Or maybe I avoided feelings because I despised the feeling of being out of control. I believed these feelings were too scary, and sitting in the hard felt too hard. This is like exactly like it's me too. I keep thinking that's exactly what I feel like. I don't want to be out of control of myself. And sometimes when you're feeling all these feelings, especially like sadness and tears or anger or being irritated, like being happy is fine, but happy is like dependent on circumstances, or at least that's how I have always viewed happiness, is depending on something that happens right now. I'm happy for this moment, but this moment's going to fade, right? Something else is going to happen. The joy is what I find in the Lord. And sometimes I think I miss out on that because I'm not fully walking through my feelings, the good and the bad, the heavy and the wonderful. She says here, I've been conditioned to not want to feel. Hello, me. Something deep within me automatically starts trying to fight off the feeling like it's a virus. I go on attack, judging that feeling, condemning it, and telling myself why I shouldn't feel it at all. My brain tells me how it is all going to be okay. It barks out all these orders about what I need to do, so I finally stop feeling the feeling. Before we heal, though, we're going to have to dump some unhelpful notions that are baked into a lot of our hearts and minds. Most of us from our earliest days were taught to not feel what we feel. And a lot of times, because, like when you're growing up or whatever, Graham is playing with his cow and he's shaking everything. See if I can hold this. You hear, control yourself, behave, and I know a lot of it when we're acting up, I understand that. But sometimes when you're being emotional, the response is, to take control of yourself. Don't get overly emotional. Why are you crying? Don't be such a baby. Or, all these things. And whether it was your parents, whether it was other kids, whether it was just yourself telling, oh, yes. Okay. We don't, whether it's just something we happen to feel or learn on our own somehow by something we saw, something we watched, I don't know. Because a lot of times we're shamed for feeling things, right? Where our feelings are dismissed, where they're neglected, they're ignored. Sometimes we can't, and like I said before, I have a really hard time explaining how I feel. So sometimes, because I can't explain it correctly, it's almost as if there's no time to figure it out, and like there's not enough time for someone to listen to me figure it out, I guess, how to explain it or something. So then, this is me. They shut down as we try to engage. I shut down because I think it's maybe because I did try to engage. Maybe I did. I don't really remember ever being one to share feelings. I'm as far back as I can remember. I was always shut down. Let's see. One thing that she does share here says, were you ever told to calm down because your natural reaction was too big? I don't know. Like I said, I've never really shown emotion in the sense of, I don't know, like the harder emotions, I guess. But when I'm excited about something, I tend to be loud. I tend to like to talk. If I'm comfortable with a person, I will talk. If I'm not comfortable, or if I'm uncomfortable with you as a or in a group of people because of anxiety or whatever, or if I'm not feeling well, and like, well, more so if I'm like in a irritated maybe or something, I just shut down. I won't say anything. This boy is going to tip over everything. He doesn't stay still. So I think that calmed down for me was always like, I always felt like I was too much, too loud, too everything, so I was trying to make myself smaller and smaller and smaller. And in this book, she talks about, going to take steps to uncover and wait, let me start that over again. We're going to take steps toward uncovering and healing those wounds in our time together. So one thing I boxed up and highlighted here that I need to remember is this: your feelings and my feelings are not evil things that need to be beat back. In fact, feelings can't be beat back. No matter how far down we stuff them, they pop out at funny times, and they get all over people, especially people we love. Rage, fear, rejection, jealousy, bitterness, despair, or fear of rejection. If you're like me, you might think you packed all those things safely away in a box so you won't have to see them again. But those things sneak back up on us when we least expect them. Isn't that the truth? I know I wrote something about this recently. I was going to share that. Like, I've been doing these like online journaling sessions, I guess. Not online, but typing them up on my tablet. Let's see. Which one is the one I wrote about this? Well, maybe I have more than I thought written here or typed out here. So, if I find it, I will share it. And a lot of it, I mean, it's about how I tend to stuff everything into this what I visualize as a filing cabinet. I want to see if I can find that. There he is again. He's such a nutty dog. Okay, here it is. There's a lot that I wrote here, but I'll share, I guess, just this part. Graham, watch it. Hey, lay down. Lay down, boyo. Lay down. You're okay. Lay down. He almost knocked it over on himself and he freaked out and stood up. Okay. So what I wrote, this is just a section of this one, but it talks, after I read this about how we want to think they're neatly packed away, this is what I wrote about. I stumbled along the path God had put before me, living as if I was unloved and left out. I never realized I was loved by Him. I had the head knowledge, but it took so long to make it to my heart and soul. I could never be comfortable in my own skin, always wondering how to be different, be good enough. I sat amongst family and friends with a smile, trying to live in the moment with them, but worried that the attention would fall on me and I would fail, make a fool out of myself, and lose the people who surrounded me for speaking what was on my heart. So I kept it tucked away in what I visualized as a filing cabinet, bursting at the seams in a dark corner of my heart. All the good and bad are housed there, locked away, chained down, and cemented in so that there's no chance those emotions will escape and drown me. And I'll read this last part. Still today, I struggle with the same lie. It keeps me locked up inside my home and inside myself. Every time I find something I love to do, especially something creative, I go in full force and then hear the voice. You will never be good at this. You're wasting time that could be spent doing something for someone else. And get busy doing something productive instead. The voice inside my head hurts me more than anyone else's words. It confirms any negative or seemingly negative thing someone may say about one of my creative endeavors or dreams. So I pack up the paper, the watercolors, the books, and anything else that brings me joy and jump back to people pleasing. A vicious cycle that I'm ready to jump out of. The lighting is changing in here. See if I can move this. It's getting cloudy outside and 34:11. So like the lighting changes just a little. So really what I was thinking about when I wrote all of this today was a post that I had seen on Instagram or Facebook, one of the two, because I have followed this Lauren Fortenberry on both of them, and she had a really good post today, or I don't know if it was from today, but it came up in my feed today, and it made me think of just how I would shy away from living life in the moment and savoring every moment of life. So this is the quote that she had. And God gave her a new perspective, one that savored life, one that embraced simplicity, and one that praised him for it all. And that's Lauren Fortenberry. She's on Instagram and Facebook. She has a book as well that I have on my wish list. And the scripture that she shared was, "But I trust in your unfailing love. My heart rejoices in your salvation. I will sing the Lord's praise, for he has been good to me." Psalm 13, 5-6. You know, and it made me think of all the things that I've missed out on, sort of, because I felt like I don't really like to use the phrase good enough, because I don't think we're ever really like good enough in the sense that, like, let's put it this way. We're not good enough without God. Like, we need God. We're not just good enough on our own. We can't do everything on our own. We can't fix things on our own. That type of good enough. But, and now he's crying to go outside. Let me do that and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Let's see. So, you know, that's kind of what I was talking about. Just shying away from things and not allowing myself to enjoy things, not even to feel the emotion of enjoyment, of being truly content, because I didn't think that I was worthy of that I should be helping other people with their stuff instead. Like I think I took the idea, because I love to give. I love to give my time to people if I can. If I can give them gifts, I'll give them gifts. If I can, you know, help them in any way, I want to do that. That's like one of my gifts, I guess. The problem is because of whatever past issues, whatever issues have gone on, I have turned that into people pleasing and ignoring myself and not taking care of the issues that I have to deal with. So I stuff everything, right? So, but though, like she said, they come out on all the people around you at one point or another. They will come out. They will tumble out of you because something triggers them. And when we stuff everything, it doesn't, like, we can't deal with it. We can't work on those things. Another thing that I really like that she said was feelings. Okay, the feelings can't be beat back. They can't be ignored or dismissed. They are trying to tell us something. So I just resonated so much with like a lot of that she says here, like saying, you know, she says, "I'm a fixer at heart. For so long I considered my fix-it nature a gift, a spiritual gift, in fact. But over the past few years, as I've been on a journey toward untangling my emotions, I've come to see things in a very different light. The truth is that I've been so busy fixing stuff that I've neglected the feeling part of me. I haven't given myself permission to feel what I actually feel. I haven't given the people in my life, permission to feel what they actually feel. It turns out you can't feel feelings while you're preoccupied with fixing them. And there's my problem. Like, not only am I wanting to ignore my feelings by trying to make everybody else okay, but then I think in so doing for other people too much, you don't let them feel their feelings either. Like, when the feelings get real heavy and I don't know how to deal with them, I want to change the subject or find ways, something funny or something that can, like, change the atmosphere, which isn't always a good thing. Sometimes we need to feel the feelings, cry the tears, do the things like that, and it's a really, really big struggle for me. So I'm really happy that I got into this study this month, because with my word of the year, it's going to be really, really hard for me anyway. This study has kind of pushed me in that direction, because like, one of my biggest issues is stress. It's worry. It's feeling the feelings. I'm worried about what if I allow myself to just be? What if I allow myself to rest and just feel, if I'm not feeling well, just say I'm not feeling well, and not go do things for someone else. I feel bad because I need to say no. I need to learn all these things, and that's part of surrender. Water then coffee. I changed my coffee creamer again. I think I mentioned this a while back, but thinking the coffee creamer, something in it might be bothering my stomach. So I've switched, and I thought it was the dairy, but I don't know, because I do have issues with dairy. But I was using Coffee Mate creamer, and so it's either the dairy, the seed oils in it, or some milk derivative that's in it, or the sugar. And I don't know, but I switched to Ladybird coffee bombs again, which is just organic grass-fed butter, organic MCT oil, coconut oil, organic bovine or beef collagen. That's it. I don't think, and this one has vanilla flavoring, but I don't think it has any sugar at all. I think it's just, I don't think it has anything else added. So what I use for sugar is monk fruit, and I haven't had as much of a problem with it, like with my stomach, as bad as I have in the past week. So that might be one thing. I just thought I'd share that with you if you guys like coffee. And I thought putting butter in coffee was the weirdest thing. I've seen that as like a keto coffee thing, and I thought that's disgusting. I don't even really like butter. If I eat it on toast, it has to be so melted that it's like just, completely melted into the bread. But I thought, you know what, I'm going to try this just to see if I can handle it or whatever. And it's actually been pretty good for me. So there's a win there. Let me see what else I can share before I close off this video. Because I've only gone through part of this. I'm on page like 15 right now. So one thing she says is that, I bet you tend to resist examining your feelings too. Yes. I was like, every time I was like, oh my gosh, is she like in my head? Does she know me? It's like thinking, okay, Lord, I hear you. I hear you. Even though he's been telling me this for a long time, it's not like the first time. This has been ongoing. I get like that good kick and that good conviction. I've heard it from multiple, out of multiple books that I've read, just things that people have shared. My friend and sister in Lord Margie has, like, I've known her since I was 19, and I think it was 18 or 19, and I'm 46 now, so it's been a long time, and she has always told me the truth. She's never been mean about it. She's never been like, I told you so. It's always just the truth, and I appreciate that. Even if it hurts, even if it stings a bit, that's fine, because I know she's coming from a place of love. She's coming from a place of mercy, of grace, a place of truth, a place of sharing the truth of God's word with me and where I stand, where I should be with him, and what type of person I should be, and how I don't have to hold on to all these hard things and all these you know, anxieties and things, because I have him, right? We have his word. And I knew all this, right? But I couldn't hang on to it. It was like I would get it, I would hold it for a minute, I would surrender some things, and then something would happen, and here I go again, right back to the same thing. And it has taken a lot for me to get here where I'm actually, like, my first step years and years ago was finally getting into therapy. Tried it once, got out quick because I was like, I don't like this. I want to be the counselor. I mean, there's times I would try to like turn it around and be like, well, no, hi, how are you? And how are you? Like, and I'm thinking, I'm supposed to be here for this. But I would do surface talk. Oh, everything's fine. And I still do that. I still talk about other things around me instead of myself. And although I have had some breakthroughs and stuff like that, but it's hard for me. So that was like my first step, right? It's getting in there. And then the second thing was becoming aware, like truly, fully aware of what I was doing, how I was doing it. Because before it was so automatic that I didn't even know I was doing it. You could point it out to me and I'd be like, yeah, that makes sense. But then it just, squirrel, and I'm off doing it again. It's that kind of thing. And so I think many things that have happened in my life more recently, worsening, or I don't know if it's worsening health. I guess it is, having extra diagnosis, like autoimmune disease, the pain's getting worse. Although my A1C is better, my hypothyroid's in normal, but the Hashimoto's isn't, and I have a lot of other issues that I've recently, become aware of, through seeing a new, a new doctor, physician assistant. I'm not sure exactly what she is, but she's amazing. And she did some tests on me, right? And I was so scared to go to her. Not that I was scared because of who she is or anything like that. Like I was afraid of her as a person. I was afraid of things I was going to have to change. See, because my cousin was going to her, and for one of the same things that I deal with, polycystic ovarian syndrome, and she gave her supplements and different things that, that you have to take outside of medication. I hate medication anyway. And I was like, I want to add all this other stuff. Plus, I have to pay for all this other stuff. And some of this stuff is expensive, right? I'm like, how am I going to do all this? So I never went prior to more recently. Now, since my disability was approved, which was just back in October, so I just have gotten, they've only really been getting anything for a couple months now. I figure, you know what? This is my way to get these supplements that I need. So a couple of them are to help me with, one is for adrenal fatigue, and one of them is for like hormone balance. There's a couple other ones like magnesium that I need to take. I've got to get a vitamin B12. My sodium and potassium are like barely in normal and a little out of normal. I mean, there's like a lot of, my vitamin D is barely normal. After 10 years of taking vitamin D, the 50,000 I use every week, I went from a 2 to a 31. I'm supposed to be like I think she said like a 200 or something, or 100, I'm not sure. So there's like all these things that I've got to do. So I'm slowly, trying to implement that into my life. And part of my fear was becoming more aware of what's going on. One thing to know, okay, this is what's going on, but now these are all the things you have to change, right? And that's the same thing with feelings. I'm aware of my automatic shut-off system. I'm aware that I do not like to deal with emotion. I'm aware that when a conflict arises and I'm not feeling like trapped or there's an argument coming or whatever, like my whole body shuts down. Like I literally cannot speak. I get the worst headache. I get dizzy. I get nauseated. Like my body starts shutting down in a weird way. And part of that, I think, is, from what I understand, is kind of adrenal fatigue issues, and but which is also issues because I'm always stressed out. It's like this thing, like I said there, it's like this vicious cycle I'm ready to jump off of. Like I'm tired. I don't know if I didn't read that part, but oh yeah, I did. I don't even know. But it's like it's so much that God is just putting in front of me in these studies, and He has been for a while. And I want to live a life that glorifies Him. So I need to take care of this temple. And maybe I'll never be healed on this side of heaven. I don't know. I believe that He's a God of miracles, a God of healing, but whatever's in His will. And if I don't get healed on this side of heaven, I'm still going to glorify Him. He's still good. And I'm still going to do my part to live a more fulfilled and a better life, even if that means taking some days to rest or taking more supplements, more vitamins, getting my diet changed, all the things, the hard things that we don't always want to face. And by examining, you go in to the doctor, you get you get a health exam, you get your blood work checked, you get all this stuff. Well, we should be checking our heart. We need to check our heart. Our hearts are, we read in scripture, our hearts are deceitful. We need to keep tabs on that, I guess, kind of see where we're at and surrender things to the Lord, repent of things, humble ourselves before Him, and really walk through our feelings and go through them instead of stuffing them away, because they're going to come out, and they're going to come out at the wrong time. I know this because there's a lot of stuff that I've held on for years and years and years and years, and all of a sudden it comes out, and like afterwards, after like the break, because okay, here, like there's this, like I guess hormonal menopause, perimenopause stuff, right? And there was a time that I went through these 3 months that were so weird to me. I would just get so emotional. 1 month I was so angry. Like I just flipped out and lost. I never do that. Like never, ever, ever. Like not like that. Like not, if I get irritated, I just, like I said, shut down, or I just I'll write about it and then whatever. Or I have my conversations in my head. But this time I was so mad. I didn't even know what I was mad about. I it was awful, and then the next month I was so emotional, like crying emotional and all this stuff, right? And I'm thinking, what in the heck is going on? But I wanted to pretend it didn't happen. I wanted to stuff it all in and not deal with it. But when I finally decided I need to see what's going on. Well, if it is just hormone imbalances, then I got to deal with it, right? You learn some way to I guess, to deal with your stress more, to reduce it, to take time to rest, take time to eat correctly, take quiet time with the Lord and quiet time with yourself, just like we would do with our feelings. We face them and we deal with them instead of stuffing them away, because I have ignored myself for so long. I mean, for as long as I can remember, I've ignored what I was feeling emotionally, mentally, physically. I just kept saying, I'll be fine, it'll be fine, and just kept on doing whatever I was doing. I mean, there was times I was working 60, 80-hour weeks just because I had to prove that I could do this. And one of these days I'll have to share part of that story of getting the job that I finally had to quit from, and how I pushed for that job when I think the Lord was telling me no, 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 but I kept pushing. And it's a lesson. I loved it. I mean, the job was good. I liked what I was doing, but I think I should have stayed at the place where I was at there than moving where I moved. And I think it would have been a lot different and a lot better for me, but there was a reason for it, obviously. And now here I am, with time on my hands that I need to start using correctly. Because now is the time. I can't keep putting this off. I need to take care of things. I need to untangle my emotions and begin the true healing journey, not just physically but mentally and emotionally as well. And that's where this comes in, where the word comes in, of course, and my time with the Lord. And one of the last things I'm going to share is this part here that I highlighted. This is a 6-week course, and she says, I hope you'll discover this truth. Feelings were never meant to be fixed. Feelings are meant to be felt. So I hope that you were blessed by something I shared here today or encouraged. If you have any questions or any prayer requests or anything that you'd like to share, leave them in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you guys. And I'll continue to share bits and pieces of what I'm learning, because this is all part of my healing journey, which is basically what this channel is about my journey through healing emotionally, physically, mentally, my challenges along the way, sharing books and things that I'm reading that are kind of helping me through healing and learning different ways to do things. And soon I will share, I got this book. I think I've shared it before, but this is one that I'll be starting soon. I just started reading through it partly today, and it's gonna be a harder read, like a pretty intense read. It's a pretty thick book. And I do have another one that these are ones that were suggested by the new doctor that I'm seeing. And the other one is also on thyroid, and I think it's called Rethinking Thyroid or something like that. But it's another one that looks really good. So I'm gonna hopefully be starting those soon, and those will be like my I'll probably go through those pretty slowly, because they're a little bit harder to read. They're a little bit they're not a fun read. And so that's one thing that I'll be doing. Also, if you guys love to read, leave me some suggestions for books, like fun reads as well as studies or books for health or anything like that. I'm always looking for some kind of fun read. My favorite ones when I used to read a lot more, as far as like novels and things, I used to love to read the cozy mysteries that would have there was, I can't remember the ones that I read. I have like a whole series of they were like the chocolate chip cookie mystery or something like that. So like Jonah Baker, I think they even turned some of those into movies on like Hallmark or something like that years ago. So they have recipes and all that stuff in there. I had a series of this cat, the cat who something, like another mystery series, and there's like a detective in it or something, and he either works with a cat or he has a cat. Somehow there's a cat in it though, and I like those books. It was like some of my favorite ones. But just if you have any book suggestions, leave them in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. I hope you have a wonderful evening. God bless you. Bye.